Welcome to the Oligo News. In a shocking development, an Indian doctoral student at Columbia University, Ranjani Srinivasan, had her U.S. student visa revoked on March 5, 2025. The decision came after allegations that she supported Hamas, a group designated as a terrorist organization by the United States. This incident has sparked major debates about student activism, freedom of speech, and the rights of international students in the U.S. Stay tuned as we break down the details of this controversial case, explain the background, and explore its broader impact on the Indian student community in the United States. Ranjani Srinivasan, a promising doctoral student at Columbia University, had built an impressive academic background. Before moving to the U.S., she worked on climate change initiatives at leading nonprofits and MIT. Despite her strong academic record, her involvement in pro-Palestinian protests during the Israel-Hamas conflict brought her into controversy. On March 5, 2025, her U.S. student visa was unexpectedly revoked by the authorities. The reason? Allegations that she had supported Hamas through her participation in certain protests. This case has now ignited heated discussions about freedom of expression, political activism, and the legal rights of international students in the United States. Following her visa revocation, Ranjani Srinivasan faced the possibility of forced removal from the United States. However, instead of being forcibly deported, she chose to leave voluntarily using the CBP-1 app on March 11, 2025. This app, managed by U.S. Customs and Border Protection, CBP, allowed her to self-deport, avoiding the harsh consequences of detention or forced removal. By choosing this path, Srinivasan likely aimed to protect her future chances of re-entering the US or applying for other visas in the future. Ranjani Srinivasan's involvement in pro-Palestinian protests has brought renewed attention to the increasing tension between student activism and US immigration policies. Many Columbia University students and advocacy groups argue that her visa revocation was unjustified, claiming it violated her freedom of speech. However, critics argue that supporting groups linked to terrorist organizations poses a serious risk to U.S. national security. The case has sparked heated debates on whether international students in the U.S. should face stricter surveillance regarding their political activities. This incident has caused growing concern among the Indian student community in the United States. With over 2 lakh Indian students enrolled in U.S. universities, many fear increased scrutiny and possible visa complications if they participate in political protests or engage in activism. Immigration experts have warned international students to be extremely cautious about their involvement in politically sensitive events. The fear of being labeled as supporting extremist organizations has raised anxiety among students pursuing education in the United States. Legal experts argue that while the U.S. government has the right to revoke visas based on security concerns, cases like Srinivasan's highlight potential risks to civil liberties and academic freedom. Advocacy groups have urged authorities to ensure international students are not unfairly targeted for expressing their views. Meanwhile, some lawmakers have called for a review of how U.S. immigration laws handle politically active students. They stress the need to balance national security with protecting freedom of speech. The controversy surrounding Ranjani Srinivasan's visa revocation has gained international attention. Indian diplomats have reportedly sought clarification from the U.S. State Department to better understand the circumstances behind her visa cancellation. Social media platforms have been flooded with debates over the incident, with some supporting Srinivasan's right to free speech, while others argue that security concerns must come first. Ranjani Srinivasan's case raises critical questions about the limits of student activism, the power of U.S. immigration authorities, and the rights of international students in the country. As debates continue, this incident could have lasting implications for students pursuing higher education in the United States. Stay tuned for more updates on this developing story. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for the latest news on international education, immigration policies, and global political developments. What are your thoughts on this case? Should international students be restricted from participating in political protests? Share your views in the comments below. For English news, you can also visit our news website www.theoligo.com. Thank you for your valuable time.